Everybody, welcome back. We're going to tackle the sixth race. This is it's a really tricky race. Race 6 on Saturday, the Breeders'Cup Filly and Mare Sprint at 7 furlongs. And we're going to kind of start with the morning line favorite. And, some people think the horse to beat and some kind of have some questions. And that is the number, she goes off number 11, Unique Fella. 11?
Yes, correct.
All right, John. So
let's pull her up on the grid here. Look at her past performances. She's done nothing wrong, right? There you go. Okay, so look, she's done nothing wrong in her career, and she's obviously fast and good, and 3-year-old facing older. I guess the big thing and the big problems with her is that just lack of racing, and she's facing probably the toughest field she ever faced. And if you look at the OptixFIG range of this race, it's 95 to 103 in terms of speed figure range. Look at the horses, look at the ranges of the races she's coming out of. And especially the last race, the LA Woman, she hasn't been facing this kind of competition. So, taking a short price on a horse that's facing competition like this for the first time, you have a lot of grade 1, grade 2 winners in this race. She's never really faced, even her grade 2 wins have been restricted races for 3-year-olds. I don't know what you guys think, but that to me is just a red flag right off the bat. It's a big kind of jumping class that she's having. And I'd be interested to understand how she's working and stuff, because I was watching on TV the other day and they had her working out of the gate. And that troubles me because she's had some issues with the gate. You can see she's slogged, trouble out of the start, slogged, and that they got to work out of the gate at this point in time in going into the Breeders'Cup race worries me. So I don't know if Donald, you have any insight on that.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about favorites, any of these small little, of course, the gate issue is not small. You have to take into account, and as you mentioned, John, the fact that she's probably going to end up being an overwhelming favorite based on a lot of hype and high expectations. I certainly see plenty of reasons why you want to go about trying to beat her. From a workout perspective, I haven't spoke with Toby in terms of how she's doing, but my guess is that she's a freaky fast filly, so she's always going to fly around in the mornings. I'm not really sure how much that's going to tell you in terms of what's going to happen on race day. I do like the fact that they're going with her natural ability in terms of sprinting around one turn. I'm glad the connections were smart enough to do that, because sometimes you get really excited when you have a talent like this, then you try and make them do something they really don't want to do.
Yeah, and she's such an interesting horse, and I have a lot of questions about her, and so I'm really against her at a short price. So when you kind of look at her physically, she doesn't really look like a sprinter. She looks more like a route horse, but I just don't think she has, kind of the stamina. So it makes sense that, she was trying in those longer races and probably on pedigree. That's what she's meant to do. But I think that she is best at the sprint. And John, you kind of mentioned a couple things that I'll touch on. One, her not doing anything wrong. I mean, I think that anytime, a horse is like breaking slow that many times, I mean, that's just especially if you think about this filly as like sort of, Donald, you said the hype, that she's like the next great thing, shouldn't really have any of those issues. I went back and I looked at every single one of the grades on all those races that you pointed out, that Optix figure range, and every horse that she's beat, none of them are running consistently 90 Optix figures. They're mostly in the 80s, maybe a couple 90s as far as outliers. And I think Abel Tasman is the one horse that was kind of like the classiest horse she's ever faced. But yeah, I saw her work. She still kind of broke a little bit slow from the gate. And last time in the LA Woman, the same thing. Yeah, I see her, if you kind of pull up the plot real quick. Positionally, I could see her winning, but, I kind of have her more as like a 4 or 5 to 1 type shot, and she definitely won't be that.